What is going on, fight fans? So I have to talk about this because this has been rearing its ugly head over and over again. And it's something that is important because we definitely want to make sure that we get the best game possible from Esports Boxing Club and Steel City Interactive. So are the punches still not up to par? Well, that's what we're going to go ahead and talk about in this video. This is Edward, and you're watching Boxing Fanatico. Okay, so first I have to start off with the fact that people watch 1 or 2 or 3 of your videos ever, and then they feel that they can make a decision on who you are as a content creator. And I guess is your prerogative, but unless you really truly did your research in terms of the person that you are bashing or trying to say something negative about, if you haven't fully done your research, I can't understand how you can be confident enough to make claims about what a person is trying to do or what a person is doing. I'm sure that there are a lot of people out there who enjoy the content that I put out for Esports Boxing Club. But I'm very positive, because I get these comments and messages all the time, that there are people that think that I am pretending to be happy for Esports Boxing Club and pretending that nothing is ever wrong. And that cannot be further from the truth. If you watch my video on the Alpha Movement trailer, you will see me criticizing the punches during that Alpha Movement trailer. That was for the footwork. I said footwork looks nice. It gives a visual representation of a boxing event, of a boxing fight. However, those punches seem very, very weird. Something is off with those punches. And they worked on those punches when they weren't giving us enough news around the January, February timeframe. I was the first one to get on my platform and say, where's the updates? This isn't good for the marketing, for keeping the hype rolling going into release. When Fighter Reveal episode 3 came out and they were talking about all these legends, I was happy that they had legends, but I felt that it was mismarketed and we didn't expect it to be a Legends reveal, which created the feeling of being underwhelmed. And I voiced that against basically the audience that has been built over time with Esports Boxing Club, who didn't care for my opinion of being underwhelmed with the Fighter Reveal 3. And even with this new trailer that is magnificent and beautiful, during my live stream, I stated that the punches still look a little bit weird. All of that on the table is because I want this game to be the best game ever. But a lot of you watched most of my videos where I'm being positive and just automatically assume that I've never said anything negative or constructive criticism to Esports Boxing Club, and that cannot be further from the truth. Marshall Mind just dropped a new video, and I 100% agree with everything he said in his video. He wanted a pullback camera angle. I also want a pullback camera angle, something that I voiced during my live stream. And I'm just a competitive player, so for me, I prefer to forego what looks more broadcast or televised and go with something that is more mechanical and gives me the best tools to be as competitive as possible. A pullback angle that lets me see the entire real estate of the ring is something that I enjoy, and I use that in every single fight night that I've ever played, in every single video game that I ever played. In terms of combat sports, I always pull the camera as far out as possible so I can see everything that I have to work with. I hate the cameras that are super up close, where once we get really, really close to each other, it almost looks like a fighting game. I don't like that. So I agreed with him with that. And then with the punches, yes, there is still some work that needs to be done with the punches. But even if you think that this is not an argument, it is an argument. It doesn't matter if you want to pretend that it isn't. If you want to say, well, you're just going to say this and that's not a thing that you should say, it's still a true factual argument. It is still in alpha. If you look at the punches from the Alpha Movement trailer to the Alpha gameplay trailer to the Alpha Reveal trailer, they're continuing to get better and better. and the game is still in alpha. So they're going to just continue to get better and better. Can I put my finger on what exactly is wrong? No, because in terms of the fighter's positioning, the way the fighters are launching the punches, the reaction of the opposing fighter to those punches, all of those things look correct to me. What I think is the sensation of the impact somehow comes off as not being impactful enough. Like there's a little bit of a wonkiness to how their punches are thrown. But I'll tell you this, if that was the game that they were to release right now, from what I've seen visually, it would still most likely be the best boxing game ever, regardless of that. Because the total package, plus the punches are not that bad. I can deal with those punches if that's the punches that we were to get. But of course, you want perfection. You want the best. You want them to do as best as they can. Yes, give us a better kind of contact with those punches. Of course, 100%. But if that was the game that they released today, that game would probably be the best boxing game ever. Considering the manual blocking, considering the footwork and the toggling of textbook stance to loose footwork that changes the way your fighter interacts with the other fighter, with the ring, with the real estate, is just phenomenal. The way you bob and weave, the way you slip, all gets modified with that toggle. That is incredibly innovative. And just seeing all of that being put together, the total package is exciting. And just because I make positive videos on a game, why is it that positivity is always put in line with being fake and negativity is always being put in line with being real? As if the negativity never has an agenda and positivity always has an agenda. How about this? I am truly a boxing video game fan. And I don't even think that I need to say that anymore. If you look at my Twitch stream, the way I play all of the previous fight nights, the amount of skill that I display on the previous fight night will let you know that I've played these games a lot. I could play Fight Night 2004 on hard and play it basically on cruise control. I haven't lost in Fight Night 2004 against anybody in the chat. I haven't lost in Fight Night round 3 against anybody in the chat except one match to Tyrant Gamer, and I haven't lost to Tyrant Gamer ever since. So clearly there is a skill that I've developed over time because I actually been playing these games and truly love these games. So I'm not capping or lying or pretending when I'm excited about about a boxing game when we haven't had one in 10 years. Don't think that I'm only excited to try to bring my channel up or blow the game up or make whatever. I'm truly excited. The positivity is real. My positivity to the game is me being real. So I'm going to give this analogy one more time, or this metaphor one more time, or simile one more time, so that you guys could conceptualize why I'm so positive, regardless of small things like punches. And yes, that's small things because boxing is not just about punching, even though many think that it's not just about punching. It's about so many moving parts that a lot of those things are revolutionary from what we're seeing in this game. It's simply like this. If you bought me a Ferrari and I haven't had a car in 10 years, and I look at it and say, man, that's a real nice car. This for me? I can have it? Oh, thank you. Ah, man, but you know what? The color, everything's perfect. The windows, beautiful. The lights, the neon, this is just magnificent. And this is a 2021. Wow, that's amazing. But the spoiler, man, the spoiler is a little loose. So I don't want it. Yeah, but we could still work on the spoiler. We're not giving you the car just yet. We're still working on the spoiler. We're working on everything actually, and we're gonna keep working on the spoiler. You've noticed from the last time when we showed you this car, the spoiler was worse but now the spoiler is a little bit better. So, you know, we're still working. The car is in alpha. Just to let you, the car is in alpha. Really? But I can't be excited about it because then I'll be fake. You can't be excited that you're gonna get a Ferrari, like, you know, at the end of the year or next year when we're done with it. You're not excited about that because the spoiler is bad? Yes. That's correct. That's the logic. So hopefully you could take that metaphor, simile, put it on your brain and realize that my excitement, regardless of things that need to be fixed, things that need to be adjusted, whatever it is, comes from a place of honesty and being truthful to what I actually feel. I'm actually being positive about this game because I'm excited that we're getting this game after 10 years. So stop trying to pretend that you know why I'm doing things and that I'm in the pockets of people here and I'm in the pockets of people there. I'm in no one's pockets. My channel has been built by me, and I specifically chose to talk about Esports Boxing Club when there were so many other boxing titles kind of lingering still there, like round for round. I chose to talk about Esports Boxing Club because it, to me, had the most promise. And yes, that paid off because it did have the most promise. But I'm always going to say the truth. I'm always going to tell you the truth. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to pretend that I'm still not excited for Esports Boxing Club. And that is my 2 cents on that matter. For anyone who thinks that I am not being honest about my opinions when it comes to Esports Boxing Club, I'm being 100% honest. Stop thinking that positivity means fake and negativity means real. Because in the real world, that's not the case. Anyone can have an agenda. A negative thought on something could be an agenda, and a positive thought on something could be an agenda. The only thing you can take from me is what I say to you. And what I say to you is that I truly am excited and happy that we are getting a boxing game that looks like that sometime in the near future. That's all I gotta say. I just wanted to give my thoughts on that because there was a lot of people talking about it. So I wanted to clear the air. What did I actually think about the punches? You know, how do I feel and why am I excited about Esports Boxing Club, regardless of the punches not being perfect? Hopefully it was enlightening. And of course, I will see you in the next video. This is Edward from Boxing Fanatico, and I'm out.